is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast. Great to have you involved in this episode. Talking to you from my robotic suit that I'm wearing, Fitz.
I think you're claiming that we're going to get these robotic suits by 2030. I think
2030 is the date we will have
that's
our
5
robotic
years
suits.
away, mate. 5 years away. Have you got a 5-year goal? Robotic suits.
You'll be able to say, "Hey Siri, run me to Melbourne."
Well,
900 k's down the coast. You'll be jogging with your robotic legs.
Give me a break. I've had 2 shoulder reconstructions, and Wippa reckons I can get 2 new shoulders just in a suit.
Yeah, you will.
You can go into MJ Bale, get yourself a 3-piece suit and new shoulders.
Robotic suit. Robotic
What?
fashion will be a huge industry where you can't see the robotics built into the fashion, and then all of a sudden, I could say to you, Fitz, do me a favour, go and pick up that car.
Well, Katie,
quite literally.
Katy Perry's already started her own range of robotic fashion up on stage at the moment in Australia, hasn't she?
Well, that's what astronauts do. It is amazing what the future will be. And by 2030, it's not just robotic suits. There's so many other things. You're going to hear it on the podcast.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
One of the most trusted professions is the real estate agent. We know that, and we speak about lords of property all the time. Actually, there's a couple of local ones that are going around at the moment. Jess, you helped me out with this one. There was a few billboards. Can you put them up on the screen if we can? Local billboards. This is Ben and Harrison.
Are they a couple?
Do you know what? It's whatever's topical at the time. 2 blokes from Guardian Real Estate, and this is when Taylor Swift was here, but Taylor Swift may have left the country. This one, they've got Donald Trump wigs. Taylor Swift may have left the country. Ben and Harrison are still selling to the masses, though, so that's a beautiful.
But they're wearing green sequin jackets, matching green sequin jackets.
I like it because it stands out.
They look like circus performers from Vegas.
This one, they've got orange skin and Donald Trump wigs. Ben and Harrison making real estate great again. That could be a bit full on.
Funny wigs.
And this is the latest one. We understand the importance of having a team that listens, and they've got both of them have got giant ears.
So they're
very funny.
They now look like huge rats.
Yeah. Ben and Harrison from Guardian. We're giving you a plug.
They're Australian,
there,
are they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're up at Jewel. They actually do a very good job. Lots of people selling with Guardian
Right,
up
so
in
we
the
should call
Northwest.
them and ask to see if we could borrow a green jacket.
Well, they are all ears.
Or speak to a giant rat.
Yeah. One of our favourite real estate agents was the one that decided, with Oasis getting back together, he decided to get Liam and Noel one of their hit songs to sell his latest house.
Today is gonna be the day that I'm gonna show this home to you. By now, you should have somehow realised that it's right for you. And I don't believe that any home can make you feel the way you do about it now.
No, you don't want to buy that if he's committed a crime like that in the kitchen.
See, we spoke about Ben and Harrison before as well. You have to repeat your name over and over and over so people get used to your name as a real estate agent. And one of our favourite real estate agents of all time is...
Hi, I'm Jason Yang. Hi, I'm Jason Yang. Hi, I'm Jason Yang. Hi, I'm Jason Yang. Hi, I'm Jason Yang.
Mate, I want to see him on his weekend. Like, take it away from property. I want him on his holiday. Hi, I'm Jason Yang, and here I am having a look at the giant potato in Robertson.
Justin Merendino. Now, Justin likes to say his name quite a bit as well. Now, you got to listen to the music. It comes in at around about the 3-4 second mark here, but Justin Merendino, he's got a bit of a boxing theme in the background as well. Have a listen to Justin. He just loves selling houses.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. I am, and I'm so proud and over the moon, overjoyed, I'll give you all 3, to present to you this fantastic golden land development opportunity like no other. This will not last long. This property has development potential like no other. Folks, buy this property and you will have a future ahead of you. Remember the name, Justin Merendino's not far away.
Rolls off the tongue.
You buy this property and you will have a future ahead of you.
Will not last long. Will not last long at all.
Justin Merendino, our lords of property. Thank you to all.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Pavel Durov He is
Know
a
him well.
Russian billionaire.
Don't know him well.
He's worth $26 billion. He owns a very controversial messaging app by the name of Telegram. Does anyone use Telegram?
I thought they were dated.
So anyway, Pavel loves a bit of Pavel. He's got a good rig, as you can see there, to the point as well that Pavel has... He's gone on a bit of a mission to become a father. He thinks because of his entrepreneurial skills, he wants as many children as he can to have the same skills that he's had growing up. So he's donated himself to 100 different children around 12 countries around the world.
Money or sperm?
Sperm.
You're kidding me.
No.
I'll take the million if you've got it there instead of the sperm.
So last year, a clinic in Moscow began advertising its supply of Pavel.
Wow.
Pavel's sperm and offering free IVF for women willing to have a child with one of the most famous and successful entrepreneurs of our time.
Can you imagine the problem? This guy goes on to father 100 kids through his sperm bank offering.
Yep.
10 years later, 100 kids. Dad.
Yeah, well, this is the thing.
What do you got? 24 billion. Dad, are you there?
Well, he's come out and said that I've just actually written a will for every single one of them. Each child will be given $170 US million to when he passes away.
170?
$170 million.
This can't be right.
So a lot of these kids won't even know that he's their father.
God, I'll have a baby with him.
And then they get this payout when he passes away. Geez, you're putting a target on your head, aren't you?
Yeah, but at the same time, I like that he's trying to create some sort of superior race. Where he's thought to himself, he's looked in the mirror and thought, you know what this country needs?
Yes.
A truckload more of me.
More Pavels.
More Pavels.
More perverse Pavels.
And, you know, the sperm banks would be selling this in a big way. There'd be A-frames out the front. Hey, we have Pavel here. It's like Monjaro. We have the champagne version. Or when COVID was on, what was the one that everybody wanted?
What would you... Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Pfizer.
The Pfizer,
Yeah.
Oh, you got Pfizer? You got Pfizer. Great, you got the Pavel? Yeah.
What would you pay, though, for that sperm?
Well, up to 107 mil.
You're still not guaranteed, though, are you, to have a child that's going to be successful?
No, God, no.
No.
And
it's the way that you raise that child.
The odds would say there's a...
Would it be like a racehorse?
Oh, good stock.
Can you breed children with the... It doesn't mean that Maccabi Diva's first foal that we went into, rock stardom...
How did that go?
Couldn't win a race in Bendigo.
No, and you should have gone for the Pavel.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I mean, we talk about AI a lot on the show, Fitz, but the question is, and I love this article, it talks about, well, with everything and the speed of AI and the ability, and it's true when you think about a world that everybody has the smartest man in their pocket on the planet. So I have access 24/7 to the smartest man in the world, and he's sitting on my iPhone. I can't look at him in the mirror, but I've got him in my pocket. So this article talks about where we're going to be in 2030.
It's a bit scary to even think about.
Only 5 years away. It's 5.5 years away.
So what are they saying?
Okay. Everybody will have superhuman strength.
Oh, come on.
Because they're saying you will be able to, what do they call it? Robotic exoskeletons. So really, it's robotic parts built into your arms and legs and your back, whatever you might need to be able to run as fast as you want to run. I mean, I could jog from here to Melbourne with my exoskeleton.
I've had 3 knee reconstructions on my right knee. Can I get a new leg?
Yeah, no, but you can have an exoskeleton.
What, in 5 years?
Yes, you can. And then you will be able to walk forever without any pain because you'll have, I don't know, bits of aluminium and stuff holding your leg together.
You've still got to get... But there's got to be a doctor that can put it into my leg.
No, it doesn't need to. You slip it on like a pair of pants.
What?
Yes, it's a robotic exoskeleton suit. So graphite pieces. And you would be able to just turn your legs on when you wanted.
I don't think you can buy a pair of fast pants, mate, for $100.
The day will come when you're lying in bed and a built-in alarm clock that you've set the night before goes off in your head and vibrates your body and then automatically makes you sit up in bed and walk to the shower. You're not even awake yet. Then the water will come on automatically at a preset timer. to the temperature you want, and then you will get in a driverless car and find yourself at work and then wake up.
But
I'm in the nude.
This is getting scary.
They also said super healing and immortality. There'll be nanobots in our blood stream that can fly around, and if there's any issues, like mutating cells, the nanobots will be able to recognise that and then fix the issue.
I mean, we can't. We're struggling to get over to green power, and you're telling me that we're going to be flying around in nanosuits?
Keep burning the coal. You're going to be fine, guys. Devices that give humans enhanced senses could be on the market. So it's the networking and telecommunications company suggesting digital wristbands could give you the ability to then feel digital objects.
Oh, gosh.
So if you send me a PowerPoint doc with images on it, Fitz, I'll be able to feel those documents.
I'm still trying to work out a schedule with my holiday to Broken Hill.
Yeah.
How am I going to get one of these pair of fast pants?
No, fast pants. Well, you won't need your car, mate. You won't need your holiday. You can just tell the AI to run you to Broken Hill. Guys, I'm off to Broken Hill. How are you getting there? I'm running with my exoskeleton legs.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Fitzy, Wippa and Kate Ritchie's Singles Party.
The Jackson, Sydney's ultimate super yacht for exclusive events, parties and private charters on the world's best harbour.
Spoke to the team on the Jackson yesterday, Fitz. You're not going to believe it. There's been more marriage proposals take place on the Jackson than any other boat in Sydney Harbour.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, they said that. Yep.
Yeah.
Just reading the message again. Yep.
Well, if there is a proposal next Tuesday night, it'll be the quickest in history because you're going to meet your match. You need to register on the Nova Player app or novafm.com.au because we'd love to see you there. If you're struggling in dating at the moment, it's really tough out there.
Meetyourmatch.com.au. Go on there if you've registered. Our smart algorithm will pair you up with the perfect person and maybe on the night have a bit of a kiss.
What if you're not keen on the person that pops up? Can you then
you hit suggest next?
Oh, you go to the next one.
Not interested.
Yeah.
I've dived into the back end.
Oh, sorry, Jess.
Hang on a minute. And so many people have been matching, clicking yes, clicking no. So already we kind of know who people want as their final match on the night.
Right.
So you've gone right up the Jackson.
Yes.
It really removes a lot of the maybe nervous energy about the night as well. Because you can see the calibre of the people and you're going to be able to walk onto the boat and go, oh, yes, I saw him.
You can already put a face to the name.
Yeah, I said no to him, no to him, no to him.
That's what the best part of the last singles party was about because you do rock up and if you know what, you get a pretty good idea in the first 5 minutes. First impressions are big. If you're not really into the person that you've been matched with, then it's free reign, mate.
What about the guy that you knew? No, she was a friend of yours. Maybe one of BJ's friends that came along last year.
That's right.
My God, we hadn't hit the slow dance and she was out the door with Theo, I think it was.
I think they are still together.
Are they?
We've got to get them on.
That's what I mean about love. Here's one thing this article goes on to talk about. The one thing that you need in a relationship, especially when it's long term. But I think as you get older and you get a little bit more stubborn in your ways, you need to have this in your relationship. This article says you don't want to have a rigid partner. You need flexibility. That is the number one key thing.
That's fair call.
Flexibility. A lot of people think kindness and understanding or loyalty.
Well, the flexibility to do your own thing. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You don't have to be with each other all the time.
So you can use this article when BJ says, why are you going to Coachella again?
Yeah.
Darling.
Flexibility.
I'm going to need...
Have a look at this. I can touch my toes. Flexibility.
I've booked a flexi flight and I'm off to LA. See you, babe. You need to be flexible. I've seen this in my relationship where there's always more than one way of doing things. So if one person should suggest that, it's fair to hear the other person's suggestion and say, well, this could also be an option. Yeah. Don't you think, everybody? Flexibility. Say it with me, guys. Flexibility. The other thing this article talks about too, because people are nervous, because we haven't discussed dress code for the night.
No.
I think we're cocktail.
I think we are cocktail.
You've got to dress up.
You've got to dress up.
Yeah, cocktail.
Yeah, it's got to look sharp. What about a captain's hat? Can I wear a captain's hat?
Oh, that's not a bad idea
All
on
right.
the Love Boat.
If you want to make it slightly nautical, go for that as well.
I don't think you know what the latest fashion trends are, but one lady that does, our very good friend from MJ Bale, Susie. Good morning,
Hey,
Suze.
Suze.
Hi guys, how are we?
Suze, you were there helping out last year at our singles ball. Few of the gents weren't sure what to wear. We sent them into MJ Bale. They turned up looking $1 million.
Yeah, well, I think this time, if it's cocktail, I think you need to go for relaxed tailoring. So,
Yeah.
you know, the wider leg pants or the pleats, you know, mix and max jacket. But you've got to also look like you. You can't be too different.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
You know,
What about a
yes.
vest, Suze? Are vests in these days or not really?
Yeah, waistcoat, definitely. That
Okay.
can, yeah,
Interesting.
definitely. I think,
Cummerbunds?
What?
no, maybe not.
No,
Fit.
okay,
Suze,
right.
last year I stepped out of MJ Bale in a beautiful burgundy velvet. And
Oh, that's the colour of the
Yeah.
season.
I wore it out the
And
other
you were
night.
arrested straight away by fashion police.
I wore it out the other night to a charity event. Probably, it wasn't announced, but probably got best dressed on the night.
Oh, you would have, definitely. But that's actually a good point, Wippa. Velvet, because it's cold. I mean, we're on a boat.
Yeah, I might wear it again.
exactly right. Can you wear it? Is there like a little scarf that we can wear to stay warm?
That's cute.
Or a trench coat, Suze?
Yeah, definitely. There's lots of great coats and scarves. That's a good point. I think rugging up, but layering's good. You know, layering is good.
And what type of footy shorts should I be wearing next Tuesday night, Suze?
No, Susie's not doing that again. That was his
Roosters.
Yeah. That was his wedding. Suze, we'd love you to come along, Suze, because you were there last year, but you're also there and you help out. MJ Bale helps out with the backyard cricket at Kirribilli House. I think what was weird was you confused the two events last time. I think you tried to kiss the Prime Minister.
Oh,
when you
whoa,
should've.
no, that's...
You should, and then you turned up at the singles party with a cricket bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go down well, did it?
Well, Richard Wilkins was asking for your number as well, which was weird, Suze.
Suze, can we? Is MJ Bale able to help out, address a couple of people for this year's single party?
We'd love to. We'd love to get these guys looking sharp, definitely.
You're
Awesome.
the best. You are always
Awesome.
the best, Suze. Thank you so much.
No worries, guys. I'll see you next week. Looking forward to the boat.
See you for the slow dance, Suze.
Sicko.
Bye, guys.
Sicko.
You meant to say yes, can't wait.
Register
Wippa.
if you are single, and you can bring a friend along with you.
Oh, yeah.
We would love for them to be single as well, and they can get involved. But you can bring a friend with you. Register on the Nova Player app or novafm.com.au. We'd love to see you on the Jackson next Tuesday night.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What is the worst tourist attraction you have been to? Where have you been, and what was really disappointing? What was the tourist attraction where they said, "Oh, you get there and people say you must do this, man. You gotta do
There's
this."
a place in South Australia called Murray Bridge, and there's a bunyip.
What do you mean?
So that's the bunyip there. And it sort of
The
goes.
green
It goes
bunyip.
under the water. You press a button, and it comes out of the water and goes. And I think it's been trashed a few times by locals.
Someone's thrown a few rocks at the bunyip.
Because they're like, Murray Bridge don't want to be known as the bunyip
bunyip.
place. We don't want
No.
people coming here for the bunyip.
I mean, you mentioned the big potato, and Robertson always gets a bit of coverage in this one, Fitz.
Yeah.
I think the detail of the potato is more important than the potato itself. The fact that inside it looks like mash is a great effort. You're not going to believe this. It's come up as one of the greatest rip-offs and disappointing experiences that you can possibly do, and that's visiting the Empire State Building in New York. I mean, it's in every backdrop
Yeah, it's
of every movie or TV show or streetscape of New York. There's the beautiful Empire State
when Harry
Building.
met Sally. Yeah, when Tom Hanks was up there waiting for Sally.
Built in 1931. Unbelievable. They built it in 18 months.
I mean, you know what?
18 months.
With development and, like it's
Couldn't do it these days.
I mean, it's not, it doesn't, there's probably better views around New York.
No, I don't know. You'd argue it. I mean, those famous photos of the guys having their lunch sitting out on the steel beam.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was in the 30s, mate.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
So if you go there, here are some of the reviews. Nothing could be seen. No refund available. Not interested.
Freezing cold.
Nothing on top. Not worth the money. Next person writes, honestly, not a very good experience. Waited all day to turn up and have the nighttime viewing. We were covered in clouds. For my 50, I got nothing.
Mandy's given us a call from Mascot. You've been up this tower. What did you think, Mandy?
Yeah, look, it's just a tall building with and not a bad view on a good day.
Yeah.
It's definitely not worth standing in the queue.
So you had to line up to see it, Mandy?
Yeah.
yuck.
You have more fun in Vegas, I tell you.
No, I bet you do, Mandy, but that's
like
you.
the Star Wars ride at Disneyland.
No, but they also say here, Mandy, that there's a photographer at the top who puts so much pressure on you to have your photo taken with a nice backdrop of New York City that you feel harassed because he's obviously getting paid per photo, or when you get back down and you're ushered into the aisle so you can walk out past the photo of you up the top and they make a little extra coin. So,
you just say, nah, I've got my own phone and show me camera.
Yeah. These are the travel tips we need from you.
Those old Italian guys.
Outside the Colosseum.
Oh, no, we're in Europe when you're at a restaurant with your partner and they come over with a rose.
Yeah.
And they pressure you into buying a rose.
Only €100 rose. Easy.
Jodie in Engadine, you've been to a horrible tourist attraction?
I have. It was a bit of a setup. Good morning, guys. Ayers Rock at Newcastle. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Ayers Rock in Newcastle?
What's that one?
It used to be a servo, and then they did it up to be this tourist attraction, and we had 3 young kids at the time. Can we stop? Can we stop? And we pull over, and it was dismal. There was nothing there. Bit of fast food, a tiny little fake Ayers Rock, and you walked around the dirt paddock.
What were you hoping for, Jode? Did you want to scale the roof?
A little bit more than that. Like, I don't know, maybe some info or maybe something on the dirt paddock. I don't know. I guess it was like Ayers Rock.
I visited Ayers Rock in Newcastle. All I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yeah.
One of those.
I suppose you got to get the kids out of the car, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Do you know?
They were very excited until they weren't.
Good on you, Jodes. You made the effort, though, didn't you? You got the kids. I mean, the tucker box, the dog on the box.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, mate. It's down the highway there.
No, is that Gunda Guy?
It. No, is it Gunda Guy?
Yeah, Gunda Guy.
Yeah.
Gunda Guy, yeah.
I mean, iconic. You see the dog, you feel like a sandwich.
It's not an actual dog. It's just a bronze dog.
Yeah, but the dog's there, and you kind of go, oh, that's not far from yes, I'm having a good time, and...
Well, towns need to have something, don't they? I mean, roadhouses are probably the best thing for a kid, just to go in there and just to buy something that's been deep fried for the third time in 3 weeks.
And if in doubt, pull into a local country town and go to the bakery. You're mad if you don't go to the bakery.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Donald Trump, who came out, what a statement this was. What a mic drop moment as he walks towards the official presidential helicopter. He had this to say about Israel and Iran.
You know what? We basically have 2 countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Not often you hear a world leader drop a F-bomb.
Albo. I mean, I wonder if Albo's dropped one. Without a doubt, behind the scenes he would, wouldn't he?
Behind the scenes?
Well, we heard Kevin Rudd over the year. Remember Kevin Rudd got busted in that video?
Oh, my God. Jess, would we have that audio?
With the Mandarin, and he had to...
What? A joke about a Mandarin?
No, he was talking Mandarin.
Oh, that's right. He kept getting it wrong.
It's angry trying to speak Mandarin. Let me have a
look
look here.
This language. He just complicates it.
And the funny thing was, he'd sold in and has forever how great he is with Mandarin and his connection to the Chinese community.
Yeah, he was. That was a tough video to get through for Kev.
Everybody looks at what Trump did this morning, and it's front page of the paper too, and then we talk about it all day today. And everyone will go, well, hang on a minute. If he's frustrated and he knows there's rogue nations out there, I think it's a deliberate F-bomb. Now, I know you're going to say, he's unreliable. He's loose.
What you think Israel and Iran are finally going to go, oh, no, he means it now. He's dropped an F-bomb.
What he's trying to do, if you ask me, he's trying to look like the roguest of them all. So he's trying to look like he's unpredictable and he could do anything at any time, and it's dangerous doing business with someone when you can't predict their next move.
So you're saying...
for him to drop an F-bomb is saying, that's a small one I do in a semi-press conference to the camera. You want to see what I can do on the world stage? Wait for it.
Well, a more peaceful way to get through this would be stop dropping bombs on each other and start dropping F-bombs.
More F-bombs, please. So you think they should just have a screaming match? Who can drop the most F-bombs? That's what I reckon he's gone for.
Well, it's...
Because what do you want to be? The smartest man in the room? The man with the most resources or the loosest guy out there?
So, Ash, can I ask you, Ash, how far into the ceasefire was that reportedly that Iran started bombing again?
Look, it was really not that long into it. When Trump first announced the ceasefire, he said that it would be in about 6 hours that it would start.
Yeah.
And then we had already seen that that just wasn't happening. Both sides were trading strikes pretty early on. And then that then stopped once we heard this statement from Donald Trump.
So he said, I've broken a ceasefire, and they just kept bombing each other. Like, I mean, how much power does he have? Like, and are they just going in there with him going, yeah, no worries, Donald, that's fine. We will stop in 6 hours.
And then he walks out of the room. Everyone laughs.
Yeah. Well, it's...
Ash, you also mentioned earlier in the news that he'd been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, that's right. So he's just touched down in Amsterdam and then made his way to The Hague for the NATO summit. And he's somewhat, I guess, on a bit of a victory lap there. He's been quite well received. And through the course of this, we've also found out that he has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize after brokering that deal. That's obviously come from within the Republican ranks. So it'll be interesting to see whether that actually gets up.
You don't reckon a phone call's taken place between Russia and China and gone, how good is this?
I know.
Hey guys, how good is this? Got a bit of clear air here, don't we, team? Hey, leave it with those guys.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You're doing your little prep there for the Brad Pitt interview that he's done with Dax Shepard.
This is the first time I've prepped in 14 years of this show.
And we only got halfway through.
Ed Sheeran, why would you write Sapphire as such a short song, mate? Help a brother out. I'm trying to entertain. We're both huge entertainers, Ed Sheeran. Let's talk about, yes, Brad Pitt. So he's got on a podcast. You don't often hear Brad Pitt speak so openly about his past and also relationships.
He keeps his life pretty personal, doesn't he?
He does. And a great photo of him and Tom Cruise. Brad Pitt turned up to F1, which was... No, Brad's in F1 and Tom Cruise turned up. And they'd worked together in previous films, but they were reunited on the red carpet, which looked awesome.
Well, you would say... When you think of the most recognisable actors of the modern era, you have to put Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in there, don't you?
Yes, you do, in a huge way. And you know what? I think there's this huge fascination with Brad Pitt as well because he doesn't share too much and you don't really know what goes on. Occasionally you hear stuff from the other side with Angelina about Brad's behaviour, but he never really sits down and opens up. So that's why this podcast was so unique. So this was Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, the actor who's had his own challenges with alcohol as well. But we know Brad's spoken about how at times he's fallen into the trap of alcohol and other drugs. So he spoke really openly about going to AA and taking responsibility. And a lot of this was triggered just after the divorce from Angelina.
You know, I was pretty much on my back. I was trying anything and everyone. I needed rebooting. I needed to wake the up in some areas. And everyone was so open.
It's contagious, right?
It is. It gives you permission in a way to go, okay, I'm going to step out on this edge and see what happens. And then I really, I just really grew to love it.
That's the toughest thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you keep it quiet for so long, but if you're in a room of people that are going through the same thing that you are, I mean, that's the first step.
But how good would it make you feel if you had a bit of an issue and then you turned up to the round table, pulled up a seat and Brad Pitt's there? It'd make you feel really normal,
Well,
wouldn't
you'd be nervous. You'd probably feel like you need a drink just to get through it.
Hey, Brad, I've seen Fight Club. The first rule of AA is just be a normal person.
Yeah, we don't talk about AA.
We don't talk about AA. And that's what he was worried about because there'd been celebrities in the past who have had it revealed.
He couldn't go to an AA meeting, could he?
Well, he did.
Like, it would have to be an exclusive one.
We'll have a listen to this.
I've heard of stories where, like, Philip Seymour Hoffman went to one and someone videoed it and put it out.
Yeah, see, that's scary.
But I'd been assured by another friend this was a safe place. I am a stubborn but I am also, when I've stepped in, I'm pretty good at taking responsibility for it and owning up to it.
Unbelievable. Do you know, I do like this part because he talks about his career as well. And he goes back talking about the times when he wasn't the Brad Pitt we know him. And he was just like anybody else starting out as an actor. And he was talking about you need your SAG card over there, which I think is like an actor's equity or whatever they call it here, where you're just an extra until you have a line in something.
Gotcha.
Then you're an actor.
So this was his first big moment?
No, but he was still an extra.
Right.
But he wanted a line in the scene. He wanted to be able to say something so he could be more than an extra. Have a listen to what happened.
I was an extra.
Yeah.
And I was thrilled. I loved it. I couldn't believe I'd be on set. And I'd get this gig. It's a restaurant scene, and it's the main characters, Charlie Sheen and D.B. Sweeney. And I am the waiter. I'm supposed to bring up champagne and pour champagne. They show me how to do it.
Oh, my God.
And the whole game was, how do you get your SAG card? Boom.
Specifically, you need to speak.
That was the
barrier to entry.
They're having the scene. They're doing the scene. I get to the last actor, and literally the scene is going on. I pour her champagne, and I go, would you like anything else?
Oh, my God.
It was... First AD runs over. You do that again, you're out of here.
Oh, my God.
It was just shame for the rest of the night.
Imagine that director now.
Oh, I want to play you this last one because I think this is really clever from Dax Shepard to actually propose this question the way he's worded it, because it's quoting somebody else, but then it opens up such a great topic. Have a listen.
Have you ever heard this Cary Grant quote? Everyone wants to be Cary Grant. Even I want to be Cary Grant.
Yeah.
You relate to that at all?
Maybe in the earlier years. But yeah, certainly people look at you this way, and I don't feel that good. Yeah. And they're looking at me like this. Other people look at me like I'm an asshole, and I go, I feel a little better than that, though.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, you run into that. But in that, I don't think about perception much anymore.
You know, when an interviewer will tie it into another example to get to the question they want to get to?
Yep.
David Letterman did it brilliantly when he sat down with Jay-Z. And he wanted to say to Jay-Z, hey, tell me about cheating on Beyonce.
Yeah.
That was his direct thought in his head. So he had to work out how to get to that point. So David Letterman went on to share how he'd done the wrong thing by his wife and how much shame it had brought him, and he'd had to work really hard in his relationship. Then turns to Jay-Z and says, can you relate? And you're in. Jay-Z, tell us what happened, mate.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Are you not happy with your nickname? And you know what? Sometimes it can be something that's so minor, and you are called that for the rest of your life.
Do you know what? They used to call me Leather at school, and it really annoyed me, but it was like...
Because of your mask?
No, leather poisoning, because I'd get so much of the footy.
I doubt it. I doubt you retired at the age of 18.
Couldn't believe it.
You never played football
just
again.
Stuck. All my mates, Leather!
Tell everyone what your sisters used to call you.
I didn't have a nickname from my sisters.
You were a big fan of burnouts, weren't you?
No,
Summer Nats?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Burnouts in your undies? So what was your nickname from your sisters?
Absolutely nothing, and I don't know what you're talking
Skitties?
about. Huh? That was a long time ago.
I've had a couple over the years.
Oh.
One was they changed my name. It rhymes with Fitzy and something that's very similar to what you say after the 5K time trial at the LA Crows when my guts was feeling a bit off.
Yeah.
But I had to get my personal best, so I had to keep running, and it went everywhere. So I was known as for a while.
Great too in your old teenage days, Fitz. You were the nickname Crumb Sausages.
Oh no! My gosh, no, that was my lunch order. That was my lunch order.
No one wants to eat that.
This one is. I'm really fascinated by this one. Didn't know, and it was so basic. But Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't think he's happy with his nickname and how he got it.
Surprised I didn't get Flea.
Have a listen to how he explains in an interview how he got the nickname Flea.
When did you get the nickname Flea?
I was going on a skiing trip with two friends of mine, and one of them said, "You be Tree and you be Flea and I'll be Squeak." And he just said that. And then for the rest of the trip, I was Flea, and the other guy was Tree, and the other guy was Squeak, and the guy that he named Tree is still Tree to this day.
Awesome.
And but the other guy is Squeakless.
And who are those characters?
So
who are they?
That's how he got the nickname Flea.
Oh, he needs a better story if he's ever interviewed about his name.
They were just mucking around and went, hey, you be Flea, you be Tree, and you can be Squeak.
So sometimes nicknames, they stick forever. There's a guy at school, he was known as Rubber Man. I won't go into it. There's another guy who spent so much money. He spent so much money buying adult content from overseas, he was known as 5 Star. Because that's what it was called. And to this day, he's like 55
Still
now.
5-star.
People go, how are you, 5-star?
Well, I've got a mate, his name's Rob Kent, but his nickname was Sprigger. And for years, I asked him, I just went, why do they call you Sprigger? And he goes, you know what, mate, it was just as basic as playing a junior football game.
Yeah.
And this kid was really getting stuck into me, so I used my football boots and I sprigged his leg.
Yeah, that's it.
And from that day on, he's been known as Sprigger.
What about your mate Clock that was down at the footy club? He had one arm shorter than the other, I think. Was that right?
What?
Haven't you heard that nickname?
Angus is only 11 years of age from Parramatta. What's the nickname that you've been stuck with, Angus?
Smudge. My sister gave it to me when I was a little baby.
See, Smudge, that's the nickname of Stephen Smith. Are you a great cricketer, or why were you given Smudge?
Because I loved this game called Smudge, and then my sister just gave it to me.
Oh, my God.
Is that the whole family call you Smudge now, Angus?
I'm also called Lord Smudgington.
Lord Smudgington. Oh, my gosh. At your calling, Lord.
This is great. Michael in Lewisham, you've been stitched up with a nickname too, Mick?
Yeah, they call me Poatsy, but it's Poats, so P-O-A-T-S, which is short for pube on a toilet seat because I'm so easily pissed off.
I didn't know we were going to end up there, Mick. I did not know.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.